Going to give it a minute, let some people get in here. Once again, I hope this doesn't go too long tonight. Basically, I was just outside sitting on my porch, and I noticed the moon was mostly full, and I kind of thought tonight might be a good night to jump on this subject. I did not see all of Lou B's live earlier, where he addressed he was going herping tonight, basically, and it kind of. I hope it doesn't look like I just jumped on something he covered, but this has been a topic that I've discussed with a lot of other herpers for some time. Hang on. Excuse me. It's that allergy-laden time of the year here in Oklahoma. One second, I gotta message someone. Oh. Either way, once again, my apologies for going live in the middle of the night. Hey DG, I'm glad you stopped in. Always good to see you. Go check out DG Reptiles' channel too. Guy's got a pretty cool channel. I'm a fan. As does Hissy Fit Snake Rescue. Definitely a fan. But anyway, I don't like to do lives as often as I'm currently doing them, but my next video that I'm working on, I'm putting a lot of work into editing it, and I honestly don't expect it to do like wonders because it's kind of going to be a little outside the niche of what generally gets a lot of views on my channel, so I hope you all tune into it. It's called Backyard Wildlife, and I think it's going to be a hit with my regular crowd. If it goes outside of there, maybe not. I still think it's personally going to be like kind of more of a masterpiece of everything I've done. But anyway, before we get into this, no Brutus, you're not late. I kind of just started about 3 minutes in, and you didn't miss nothing, so I'd just stick with me from here. It was very much an exciting week in my neighborhood. I got to finally face-to-face meet a guy who I've talked to through Facebook for over 10 years. Guy's name is Edgar Ortega, and he's the president of the Central Valley Herp Society in Stockton, California, I believe. And used to be a very well-known, very visible figure in the herp community. He kind of backed out of it a while back to pursue some other interests and chase some academic pursuits and things like that. And he did some other radio stuff and vlogs and broadcasting and stuff not pertaining to reptiles, but he's a totally dynamic human being. My world is better for him being in it. I'll say that much. He and his lovely wife Carla and their kids were out here in my neck of the woods, and they're from Northern California, so that's a long ways away. And we actually got to meet up with Bob Clark, who is like he produced a lot of firsts in the python world. He's like a well-known breeder here in Oklahoma. Who he was. I don't know everything about the guy. It's kind of been a while since I've looked him up. Hive Fish Dynamics. But he was also active in the 80s on the Rattlesnake Roundup issue, and I was actually able to ask him some questions because he took part in a study done by two senior herpetologists, Fitch and Pisani. And so if you look up Fitch and Pisani, Rattlesnake Roundup's Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation, you can see this paper done by the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation and a study that they did on rattlesnake roundups back in 1988, which seems like just yesterday for me, but I know it's been 34 years ago, something like that. But anyway, got to eat lunch with him, and then got to cruise over with Edgar and his wife to the Oklahoma City Museum of Osteology. Hi, Ariel. Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Your support means a lot. Hey, you were born in 88, DG. I was 17 years old in 88. So, I was a young pup. I just got my driver's license in 1988. Hey, Headhunter. Just getting ready to discuss full moon herping. But anyway, I got to go to the Oklahoma City Museum of Osteology. There's one in Oklahoma City. There's another in Orlando, Florida, and they had real life bone exhibits from like every species of animal you could think of. Hey, Latin Patriot, good to have you here tonight. Good to see you. They had like, elephant skeletons, sea turtle skeletons. Check out Fish Dynamics' channel too. They've got some good aquatic stuff. They had hummingbird skeletons, bat skeletons. They had rattlesnake skeletons and cobra skeletons, turtle and tortoise skeletons. And the really odd thing about this place is probably about 95% of what they have on display is real stuff. It's not replica. I want to say they had like a mini humpback whale skeleton. Place was totally phenomenal to visit. And they have a little system where if something has a red dot on it, it's a replica. I think I've got that right. And they had very few of those. So you have like all these different, a parrot skeleton, an armadillo skeleton, things like that. It was really, really kind of crazy. I might throw together some pictures of that like later and work them into a YouTube video somewhere. Yeah, please hit like and share, DG. Thank you for that. But anyway, all around great week. Got to meet up with Edgar and Bob and, look up Bob Clark Reptiles. Guy does overseas shows in Germany and Japan and like Amsterdam or Holland. And he really was like a forerunner in modern herpetoculture. But enough about that. I want to get off of captive herpetoculture and onto field herping. Do you road cruise? Do you go herping? These are the questions. If so, do you do it on a full moon? There's been an ongoing debate in the field herping community. A lot of people say that nights that there are full moons, that the herping is bad, almost non-existent. Other people like myself have found quite a few species on a full moon. So I want you to discuss that in the comments if you can. If not, Desert Wolf, you know what I'm saying. I love it that Desert Wolf popped in. Brutus, you bring up a good point. And you see, probably about 90% of my road cruising is at night. It gets hot out here in Oklahoma quick, and once it starts getting up into the mid to late 90-degree temperatures during the day, you won't really find a lot of things during the day, other than your like strictly diurnal species, and then even then you're apt to find those at night. I was road cruising with Autumn Graham from Hissy Fits the other night, and we got into the discussion of garter snakes, because she's a big garter snake fan, and and she had brought up that she didn't expect to see garter snakes because they were strictly diurnal, and I thought, I understand the viewpoint and I see where you're coming from, but yet I found garter snakes at night. And kind of what we got to talking about was, different factors bring out different species at different times. Like I've seen garter snakes at night, and I think they're not normally active at night, but I think if they get flushed from their hideout, or if they, it's towards late spring and the vernal pools are drying up and their frog food source is getting ready to go away, you'll see them at night. They will capitalize on that. I'm pretty sure that. I'm going to have to go back and check out that BPL Live DG. Thanks for reminding me. Desert Wolf, man. Darn. I hate that because garters are a fairly common species in that area that me and you worked that time, which is just now starting to pick up. The other night we found 5 species there. We found a pygmy rattlesnake, which is a little baby one. We found a baby copperhead, plain-bellied water snake, which they're all over that area. We also found, Autumn, help me out. What else did we find? We found a Graham's crayfish snake. That was the big winner of the night because Graham's crayfish snakes are not found generally past May. You're lucky to find a Graham's crayfish snake once it starts getting hot. And there was one other species that we found. We found a DOR legless lizard, a DOR western rat snake, and a DOR gravid plain-bellied water snake, and that was kind of a heartbreaker because, it sucks to find a snake that's gravid and was probably about to give birth, and her babies are splattered out all across the road. Seems like we found, I'm sitting there trying to remember what else did we find. Cottonmouth. Oh, that was it, a cottonmouth. That's right, DORs are data. If you find something dead on the road, we know it crosses that road. So it's something to mark and keep in mind. And the road that I found the pygmy on is a road that's in their habitat, but not a road I often hit. But it was a good road. So that said, I'm going to start hitting that road a little more often. Hey, Brutus, you should note Desert Wolf Armory's comment about He used to herp a lot in southwestern New Mexico. I want to say he might have lived there at one point. Desert Wolf, I'll let you address that. But because Brutus has a channel that's up and coming, and I think it's going to turn up some good stuff in the future. I'm excited for Brutus. But basically, we found 5 species on a night when the conditions once again were not favorable. It was like 82 degrees. It wouldn't drop below that. I do know some snakes kind of move in this area at that temperature. I've always got a quick trip cup on standby just in case I need a quick trip cup. So, Latin Patriot, I don't see any ghosts while herping. You need to hit up Hissy Fits Snake Rescue. She may see something that's the paranormal. Okay, there we go. Hissy Fits Snake Rescue says yes, she does see ghosts. I'm so focused on snakes, that's about all I'm going to see. Snakes or feral hogs or yahoos. Desert Wolf Armory can tell you about yahoos. I've seen that documentary too, Fish Dynamics. That's like some Iranian species. Has a tail that looks like a spider. But anyway, the proposed theory on herping during a full moon is that there is too much light out. So animals don't want to move because it's easier for predators to see them and detect them. And my honest guess on this, and once again, it's purely a guess, but I'm thinking maybe in the desert that theory may exist or may be more true because there's less cover and stuff around. I know a lot of times, like on the forest floors of eastern Oklahoma, I found a lot of stuff during full moons. Right, it's all open in the desert. Desert wolf. Desert wolf is a real desert rat. Nobody knows the desert like he has. He's been all over the desert. I hope to one day have the road miles in the desert that Wolf has, because man, I love the desert. I may end up moving to Arizona at some point. Who knows? Just because I love the desert. I love cacti. I love rattlesnake. Where else do you want to be? You want to be in the desert. But yeah, that's my honest guess. Is that, because it's more open, maybe things don't hide. But also look at the other side of the argument where desert predators such as great horned owls that eat snakes, they're going to see snakes moving whether there's a full moon or whether there's not. And they can see in total darkness. They are really amazing. And once again, back to the Oklahoma species, which is where I'm at. I've had full moon nights where I've had full moon nights where I've not seen anything, and I've had full moon nights where I see 6, 7, 8 species. So I think there's other factors that play. Now, what I want from you guys is to either in the chat while it's going or in the comments section later, drop me a message. Let me know your observation. I'm not asking for your spots, but I'd love to know, where do you herp? What state or what area, what region, what ecoregion? Do you have luck on the full moons? Do you not have luck on the full moons? If you find stuff, what do you find? I would love to get some comments in the comments section. Yeah, please get in touch with Desert Wolf, GPS him the coordinates of your spots, So we can go there and rape and pillage the place, especially when it regards to crotalids. GPS Desert Wolf Armory, the spots. Only if you have good spots. That's all a joke. But literally, I kind of hope that a handful of people, at least, jump in the comments section after this is over, because I don't expect to get a large audience here at night. I think I've got 8 people watching, and I appreciate you guys being there. Don't get me wrong. But what are your observations about full moon herping? I haven't looked to see if there's any scientific papers on it. I need to, because DG Reptile says, I herped in Pennsylvania. All I found were timber rattlers, garters, frogs, and turtles. DG, you should confer with Hissy Fits Snake Rescue, because she just moved from Pennsylvania to Oklahoma. And I think she's got some videos on her channel from Pennsylvania. You two should hook up and compare notes. But basically, I kind of have this theory that, you know, if the barometric pressure is good, the temperatures are good, or, you know, you happen to have a cool spell during a full moon, these different factors may make species move during a full moon. Because getting back to what I've experienced, and this is just what I've experienced, no one can, no one can really take away what you've experienced or what you've notated or what you've documented. And those are all legitimate observations, especially if you take good notes, know how to note locations, things like that. But in eastern Oklahoma, like down in the area south of Tulsa, it's the Deep Fork Wilderness area, which is like the closest ground to me that I normally go out and cruise at night for species. It's probably the closest place to my home where there's a lot of biodiversity. You have Rocky Hill area, you have forested area, you have swampy area. Latin Patriot, the purpose of herping is just kind of like fishing, except you just go out to photograph the animals. And, you know, it's just kind of finding a snake in the wild is not an easy thing to do a lot of times. So when you find something, you do get a rush. And when you find something rare, you really get a rush. So it can be an addictive hobby, albeit one that is a little, costly if you do what I do, which is primarily road cruising. I used to do a lot more hiking, and my arthritis kind of prevents me from doing a lot of hiking today, so I generally stick to road cruising, which is the practice of driving up and down, back and forth on the same roads across a period of time, trying to catch animals when they're on the move. Snakes move at different periods throughout the day, the night, the dusk, and the dawn, depending on the seasons and temperatures. And some people would say road cruising is a lazy way of herping. I would tend to agree with them. It could be looked at that way. What I would not say is that it's not an unproductive way of herping. It definitely can. You can turn up a lot of species by road cruising if you know what you're doing. Hey Sue, good to have you in the house. Exactly, Desert Wolf. You can you can cover a lot more ground road cruising than you can going to an area and hiking it. You can hit up and down the roads. You can cross several different habitats, and you do it a lot quicker. So like the area that I hit, that I took Desert Wolf to when he was in my neighborhood, it has an area that's pure swamp. It has another area that's kind of rocky hillsided habitats, like that one area, desert over by the gun range that we saw. Like, that's a totally different little biome than, the swampy area up the road. But yet, you might see all the same species there, but you might have one species in the swampy area, like a Graham's crayfish, that you won't have over on the rocky, hilly area. And these are places that are like 7 to 10 miles apart. And so I went over there with Autumn the other night, and we went on the upper part of the road, and that's where we found most everything. We went down by the lake where it was cooler, and I was expecting to see a lot more stuff by the lake, even if it was stuff that was DOR. Amazingly, we didn't see hardly anything over there, and kind of bummed me out a little because I kind of expected to see more where it was cooler, but we didn't, and it happens. That's another thing about Herping Latin Patriot, if you're still with us, is you can go out and drive for 4 hours and never see anything. And you do it 3 or 4 times, and then when you find something, especially something that's rare or uncommon, it just sends you through the roof. It's like, I kind of liken it to golf. You hit a lot of shots, but you almost never hit a hole-in-one. Well, the excitement of hitting a hole-in-one would kind of be comparable to like finding a rare find during herping. It definitely could be looked at the same way. So anyway, I'm gonna probably close this up pretty quick because I didn't want to do a real long live tonight. But we are on the cusp of a full moon. I think Autumn told me it wasn't a full moon until tomorrow night officially. But it's a bright night, and Lou B was headed out there anyway. He was talking about this earlier. I'm going to go back and watch his live here in a minute, see what all he said. I hope he doesn't think I'm jumping on his coattails by doing a live like this. This is a topic I've wanted to cover, and I thought, why not cover it now? Why not cover it tonight? Probably going to release a short or two soon, so hope you guys stick around for that. But anyway, please, thank you, Latin Patriot. I appreciate it. I'm glad we got that little lizard identified because I love alligator lizards. I need to run out there and see you, man, because alligator lizards are the bomb. They are awesome. They look like these little dinosaurs. There very few lizards in the United States are as cool as alligator lizards. But if you watch this video later, and you're not here now, I do hope you leave something in the comments. Let me know what kind of luck you have while herping on a full moon. Thank you, Ariel. I appreciate it. I'm so glad. I try to catch all your lives. You know that. But let me know like where you're at. Like, I don't want to know the exact spot. Don't tell me you're in this area and these are the species I find. Tell me you're in Arizona and you have great luck herping, or you have crappy luck herping during a full moon. Let me know what kind of species you're finding. Man, be legit. Just be honest, let it roll. Because I would love to have that discussion. I will be keeping an eye on the comments section of this live for days after. I always go back and check my comments section every day, every other day. and I will get back to you. Definitely want these lives to be viewed after the fact, and I just want to hear from you. What is your experience with herping during a full moon? What kind of species do you find on a full moon? Do you find any species on a full moon? Godship Pemberton. Um, you know, a lot of people say that, and over here, I can generally find a few things, Pimby, when it's a full moon. Um, I can generally at least find like a few water snakes, a few copperheads. One funny thing, Pimby, is I've had good luck with pygmies during a full moon. I don't know why. I don't know if they just don't care. I don't know, they're stupid and just like to go hang out on the roads. But I've had a lot of luck with pygmies during a full moon. What I'm okaying your message, Desert Wolf. Um, and exactly, I think there are some species that probably are a little more apt to stay hidden during a full moon. Um, and then I think there are species that don't care. That's a great observation. And once again, what about a full moon right before a storm, which we all know right before a storm is always good, almost always good for herping. I won't say it's always good, but it's usually pretty good. Yeah, Brutus. I've heard the same thing from Smet Logic. They're having trouble finding stuff down there, but they have got like zero rain there, and they think that's kind of part of it. That's my understanding as well. Is that they don't, they don't have a lot of good luck in that area unless they get some good spring rains, which apparently they didn't get. Now, I think they've got some big rains coming up later in the month or later in summer, and then that's usually going to produce a ton of amphibians and bring things out. Desert Wolf. Desert Wolf will actually be the disaster relief guy that comes visits you when there is the rattlesnake NATO. When you have a house in Lawton, Oklahoma, you know, Pemberton Boys and Desert Wolf will show up out there and they will make sure those Atrox do not hit your house. They'll stand outside and catch them with nets. That would be awesome, actually. Okay, and Desert Wolf, I appreciate the observation because I've heard those desert monsoons are good and amazing for herping. And once again, out here in Oklahoma, generally your heavy rains, you'll see stuff move right before a big storm, and then you won't see stuff for a few days after that unless it's the odd thing that gets flushed. I generally don't have a lot of luck after a heavy rain. You can find some things, but heavy rains generally, if you can get out and herp the area right before it rains when the pressure's down moving in, I think you're going to have good luck in a place like Oklahoma. Desert Kings, Mojave's Atrox. Ah, gosh. I'm going to deflect that question, Pemberton Boys, to Desert Wolf Armory, because Desert Wolf gets out in Arizona a lot more than I do. Smet Logic does too. They're another one that you can hit up about Arizona. Of course, they live in Arizona, but but anyway, hopefully, I hope I wake up tomorrow and I have 50 people in the comments section. I don't want to hear it sucks. Um, although, I will thank you for stopping by to watch the video. I want to hear, I have horrible luck during a full moon. Here's the species I normally find when there's not a full moon. Here's my location. Or I have great luck during a full moon. And here's the species I find. Here's my location. Once again, I'm not asking for your spots. Please don't think that. But like, tell me you're in eastern Kansas, and this is the kind of luck you have. Tell me you're in Northern California, and this is what you see during a full moon. And this is what you see when there's not a full moon. That's the kind of feedback I'm wanting from this live after it's over. I'm going to close out because I've got some other things I got to do around the house tonight. Been, like I said, been a very busy week. It was really awesome finally meeting Edgar Ortega face to face and meeting Bob Clark, who was a very, very innovative python breeder during the 80s and 90s and still today. Has an amazing collection of animals and was the first to produce like some of the retic morphs and things. And I'm not like into morph pythons. I'm not a morph python kind of guy. But to meet someone of that caliber and that legend is really, really crazy. Yeah, I've heard that desert. I know some people that have had some good luck finding specks in West Texas. Although I don't think the ones in West Texas are as pretty as the ones in Arizona. But I do know some people that have done that. Ariel, thank you for stopping by. I love you. I always appreciate your support. I try to catch every one of your lives live. Ariel, know that if you see me pop in and say hello, and then I don't engage a lot after that, I'm still letting your live play. Definitely want to see you be successful. Um, and I'm glad that you recently hit monetization. I hope I can do that within a year or two. I agree, Brutus. I like specs. Specs are cool. Panaments are cool. Banded rock rattlers are the bomb. They would definitely be my favorite. We struck out on clobs last month, heading back to Gila in September. The Gila National Forest, Pimby, let me know. Um, See you later, Sue. I couldn't follow all your comments. The chat was moving fast. My apologies. Be in touch with me by messenger soon, Sue, because Sue, I want to get you hooked up over on our Discord, the one that the guy that stopped and helped you with your car. That guy's over there. We got a few other people I know that are great people. Want to get you over there on Discord if we can. Hit me up about that in Messenger soon if you would, Sue, please, or I'll send you a reminder because I definitely want to get that going. Ariel, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate your support. Um, and anyway, oh, okay, Pimby. Nathan and I are going there to try to find a clob and a pyro. Please remember, kill all the king snakes. They eat the croats. They eat the good venomous snakes. Remember, that's what we're going to start putting out going forward about king snakes. Kill them all because they eat the good venomous snakes. Um, I've got to knock that off, Pimby, because someone's going to think I'm serious. I'm with you. A clob and a pyro would be amazing finds. Totally amazing finds. Um, I would step on the pyro to get to the clob. No, actually, I love pyros too. They're amazing. Nathan and I are heading there. Thanks for the invite, bro. I'm a little crushed. I mean, I know just this week I was driving around your house, driving around the block you live in, and I didn't stop in and see you. You should be mad at me. I understand. Man, I was just razzing you, man. I appreciate that, though, Pimby. I hope you went back and rolled through the live chat on the last live I did because, Dylan Young was like, he was talking about your channel. We brought up the Pemberton Boys because I was talking about other channels I follow. And he was like, the Pemberton Boys are straight legit. That's a great channel. And I'm sitting here thinking, wow, from coming from Dylan Young, who's an excellent filmmaker in his own right, that's a heavy, heavy compliment. And he loves your channel. I just don't know that he gets the time to comment a lot, but he's told me he loves your channel. And man, you want to talk about someone you want on your side. Dylan's the guy. Thank you for always inviting me, Pimby. I have to go check out your new video because I saw you just dropped one. I'm kind of subbed to so many people. I've got to kind of go manually check a lot of notifications because I'm not even getting notifications for people who have checked the bell. Gang, remember, watch this in full if you can. Let it play in full if you can. YouTube censors, you didn't hear me say that. But leave me some comments because definitely I would love some engagement after this. Minimum level, I want to know like what area of the country you're herping. What's your experience with full moons? You're getting lucky, you're not. You're having horrible luck during full moons. You're having great luck during full moons. These are the species you find. These are the species you never find. Let me know in the comments. I do want this to be interactive. I do want people to engage with this afterwards, after the fact. And so, man, please leave me some comments. Even if you don't watch this live, or you skip through and catch this part, please, even if you don't watch the live at all and just see the title, I hope you drop some comments because I want to have the discussion. I'm kind of in a place this week where I'm editing a major, I won't say a major video, but one that's much longer than I normally do. And I want to have something to discuss with people this week. So, guys, take care. Thank you for checking in. Go check out if you see any channel commenting in the chat, check out the Pemberton Boys for sure. Amazing videos of canyons, rock caves, swimming holes. The greatest natural areas in Oklahoma are brought to you by the Pemberton Boys like no one else. I'm amazed that they're just doing this all with GoPros. They rock. Like I said, when Dylan Young says you're good, you're good. Nobody can beat that. Check out Fish Dynamics. Check out Hissy Fit Snake Rescue. Check out Desert Wolf Armory. Freaking awesome live rattlesnake feedings. Check out Ariel, especially if you want some cooking advice and how to make some things. Hey Ariel, I actually watch your videos and then I go duplicate what you do. And like I impress the hell out of my wife and now she thinks I can cook. Thanks, Ariel. You're great. Brutus, dude's going to be an up-and-comer. Definitely glad to have him on board. DG Reptiles, I feel the same way. Go check out your channel. Latin Patriot has some interesting videos on his channel. I haven't watched them all, but he does have some interesting videos. Gang, I got to get out of here. I appreciate you stopping by, and take care. Hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down on the way out. Love it or hate it. Be sure to rate it. Every second helps. But thank you for hanging with me tonight. I appreciate that you were here. So glad for my loyal viewers who try to be there for everything. I try to be there for your everything. Just know the love is returned. Let me know in the comments section what your experience is on herping on nights with full moons. I will love you if you leave a comment. Thank you. You guys have a good night.